started recording again. I have returned to the game. Hello, people on YouTube. You are now listening to the second part of a stream of Avernum 3 Ruined World. You can either switch to the first part of the stream and get more explanation of what is going on, or you can just watch me play a dungeon extremely badly while people who are good at my games tell me how terrible I am. Okay, so I moved forward a little bit, and you can see that there's more monsters. So someone told me to use a choke point, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to just go over here and wait, and let my warriors make a kind of a defensive position, and everyone else is. Oh my God! They're throwing missiles at me. This is terrible news. How am I supposed to have a defensive position? You people who told me to just use a choke point are bad at this game. Look how much damage I just took. I'm gonna have to actually play the game. Let's see what I can do. Okay, so I can summon pets, and I think in this game when you summon a pet, it starts next to you, which is kind of a limitation of the power. Actually, I'm gonna hit escape, and then I'm gonna summon a pet and see how this works. I might, yeah, okay. So now I've just summoned a snack. You see, there is a snack, and the snack is immediately going to start trying to bite the goblin. Didn't do a good job, but, hey, it's free. Okay. Are we back to my healer yet? Good. Don't want to start using healing potions yet, but I am going to heal that fellow. And wow, the spell energy is going to get kind of low. I'm going to have to return to town in a minute. I mean, I've done a lot of fighting since I returned to town. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this using checkpoint idea. It's not working, but it's okay. They're just goblins. I'm gonna just run up and charge them. You see, look, using checkpoints is so much worse than just running up and hitting them. Look how good I'm doing now. Okay, so there's another heal, and the mage is just gonna wait for now. Okay, so the snake's not doing anything because summoned creatures are dumb. You do have to use some sort of care in how you place them because the snake's just an idiot. The snake doesn't see any bad guys, so it's just going to hang out. Eventually, it'll start wandering around at random, and when that happens, the snake has a chance to see an enemy. So for now, that didn't really work very well. But I'm just going to hang out, save spell points, and watch as my priest just gets obliterated. Okay, I think I've caught up. I'm gonna kill a few more monsters and return down. I want to try to finish this quest before the end of the stream. First, I'm gonna look at chat. Someone asked if I played Disco Elysium. Yes, I thought Disco Elysium was a fantastic game. You have to go out of sight behind a corner so the enemy has to come into melee range. But isn't that unsporting and dishonorable? I have an iron dagger, and I'm just going to hand the iron dagger to one of my casters. Even though, hopefully, that caster will never actually be in fights. Is there anything useful sitting on the ground? Nah, I'm going to leave all that stuff. Okay. So let's look at the map. You can see I've explored a good chunk of the dungeon. Eventually, I'm going to get around. I need to kill the Goblin Chief. I'm going to look at my character really quick. Oh, so yeah, I've never even looked at my skill trees. Okay, so you can see I'm already halfway to level 2. Getting level 2. If I seem super weak right now, you should know that I'm eventually, when I gain a level, things are going to pick up for my little band a lot. Oh, there were javelins. Okay, I'll go back and pick those up. Okay, so here's my base statistics, and you see when I mouse over the statistic, each has art by noted awesome fantasy artist Phil Folio, currently best known for working with Kaya Folio on the web comic Girl Genius, which is a hoot. And over here is the skill tree, and these are all the things that I'm going to be training later. I do not currently have any skill points, so I can't improve them yet, but you see that there's all sorts of powers that go up that make my stuff do more stuff. There's magic. There's luck and nature lore, which helps with different stuff. And finally, there's a trait system where when you gain levels, you can get traits to customize your characters in other ways. And then here I can go see all of my spells and abilities. Back to statistics, I can change the party order. It has buttons to do it instead of just dragging. I have changed that in my OS game. I should have looked at that before now. But you see, it's a game. It has stuff. Okay, someone said there were javelins. Let me go back and look for javelins. Those aren't javelins. Those are javelins. Okay. So there's no like equipping system. I'm sorry. There's no proficiency system. Anyone can pick up any weapon. They won't necessarily be good at it, but they can use it. And right at the beginning of the game, anyone can use javelins, have them be effective. So now we're a lot more powerful. Our snack just disappeared. Let's sneak around a little bit more. Hit get. Is there anything useful? There's a net. There's meat. Oh, she's wounded. I'm gonna have her eat. Good for her. I'm glad that things are looking up for her. So, there's a fishing pole. You might be asking, does Avernum have a fishing system? No, Avernum does not have a fishing system. The reason for I do not have a fishing system is because I despise fishing systems. And if your game has a fishing system, I will not be engaged in your fishing system. That is, and I believe that very strongly. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, oh, look, there's a fire over here. Was there more treasure for me to steal? Probably not. Okay. So I'm going to keep looking around. And I just want to do one more fight, and I'm going to duck back to town really quick, hopefully not getting mugged. Okay, someone suggested what I do now is I hide around corners, and I let the monsters come to me. So I'm going to try that. He's going to hide there, so I can see the goblin can see us, so hopefully the goblin is not going to, Oh god, this is so funny. Sometimes, this is improved in recent games. You can see that, like, there's pathing dots. The only way that this player, that the person in green can get to this spot is, like, going through this enormous mystery section. But right now, the pathing system is telling me where the corridors are. I think I've improved this in our recent games. And I wrote this game, like, 5 years ago. I've gotten better at things since then. I think this is our first game that had a system that showed you the path. So I'm just saying that I'm not good at developing video games. Okay, the goblin came to us, and, wait, you told me to lure it around the corner. The goblins are still hitting us. I don't think that everyone is as good. Oh, this is a goblin warrior. That means that they must be tricky. I've been forgetting to use my battle disciplines. This guy still doesn't have battle disciplines. Okay, so I'm gonna heal. And my mage is just gonna keep is gonna try to burn this guy down because he seems to be tough. Ha! He missed. Oh no, there's more monsters! I forgot to use my battle discipline again. The goblin warrior is pushing forward to hit my healer, who can't get away because the mage is blocking the way. Oh, these two spaces are only connected by a diagonal. I tried to get rid of all of those. Unfortunate. So that one's going to sneak away. Actually, this one is going to switch to using a javelin and fling it. Oh, but you can't use a missile weapon against the foe who is next to you. So I'm going to switch back to the sword. The people who told me to use javelins are not good at this game. Javelins really aren't very good. Okay, I just damaged that one, and my priest is still getting pummeled. My warrior is... Okay, so there's worms coming out. I want to at least slow those down so they can't butcher my mage. Is just going to run up, hit with a well-aimed blow, which does extra damage, and just beat the bejesus out of that worm. Okay, the other goblin is dead, and the healer is going to try to stay alive. You can see that spell energy is getting awful low. There are potions eventually to restore spell energy, so you don't have to go home as much, but right now you can't indulge in those. And the mage isn't going to... Well, actually, we're just about to go back. I might as well use these spells. Who cares? Okay, the worm tray... Oh no, there's more warriors. I forgot that there might be more fellows in that room. Okay, what's going on? Am I about to be attacked by more things? No, oh good, we win! Okay, so I hit get. Nope, there's nothing here. Okay, what's in here? Okay, there's a camp. There's like a little goblin bed. There's more booze. The goblins are apparently chronic alcoholics. There's nothing really in here that I can use. With the typical disregard for hygiene and aesthetics, the goblins have been throwing their filth, bits of rotting food, and general excretions down this slope for some time. It's pretty gross. Yeah, my writing is pretty gross. Okay, there's bones and trash, and we hit get, and there's just trash. That's disappointing. It's usually I hide a little treasure in something like that. So I'm just gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna quick save, and I'm just gonna run back to town to heal. And hopefully this is quick. And, this is an irritating... Oh, no! What the heck just happened? There's monsters! Yikes! Oh, I've been reached by thugs. And I accidentally pressed a button that made me move up to attack. I was really not expecting a fight to appear there. So you can see that you have thugs here, and you see each of them has a mullet. Um, Unfortunate choice. So my guys are just going to pause and let them come to us for a little bit while I try to do stuff to slow them down. Okay, so the priest doesn't have a lot of spell energy, so he's just gonna fling a thing at one of these guys. Javelins do a lot of damage. It sort of tapers off as you get high level, but they're effective. And the mage is going to use a crowd control spell to try to slow down a whole bunch of them. I'd like them to be staggered a bit as they come in, so I don't get completely wonked. Usually, okay, so I just got hit with with an item that creates the immobile status. So this person can't. So this priest is unable to move around for a while, which is unfortunate. Oh, I forgot to use my battle discipline. Thwack. Okay, and the priest is just going to try to stab this person. Okay. So, and the mage just is just gonna save a javelin. Wait, that guy has a javelin too? That's not sporting. Okay, so I'm gonna run up. The daze is gonna last for a little while, which gives me a chance to use my battle discipline and miss with it. Well done all around. Oh, and this character is immobile, so can't do anything. It doesn't have any missiles, so this character is just kinda hosed. This character is also still immobile, but I'm gonna indulge in using one of my javelins, and since we're going back to town to heal anyway, I'm gonna kill a thug. Okay. Stab. The daze has ended. This person is now way up out on a limb, but fortunately, my Slithar guy gets a crit. My priest will move forward and just wait. I'm wasting a lot of turns here, which is not good. If I had a bow, then I could always be shooting, but I was just played too quickly and lazily to get a bow. So, once again, not good at this game. So I'll heal. I don't want to get anyone knocked out. So you see, this character has fatigue 1. That means that he has used a battle discipline and is now sleepy. So and he can't use the battle discipline again for one more turn. And also bear in mind for my skill, I have not played this game for like 5 years. So a lot of this is really new to me. Okay, I get stuff. I'm gonna put that in my junk bag so it can be sold later. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna quick save. And now I'm gonna run like hell. Run. Oh, I was kind of lazy there. I didn't take the time to make sure that I evaded the muggers. Okay, enter a friendly major city. Heals your wound and restores your spell energy. At this point, I could go shop and get more stuff, and make my character more powerful, and buy and sell, and talk to people and get more missions, and be more productive, and increase my industry and increase the GDP of Upper Avernum. But instead, I'm just gonna I wanna try to finish the main quest before the session is over. Did I remember to start recording again? Good. Professional game developer, everyone. I am a professional game developer. So now I'm just sort of breezing through this. Monsters do respawn. If you leave a dungeon and come back, there's always a chance that some of the monsters will be back. So each mission affects the dungeon a bit. Ooh, that looks like industry. That looks like a wall. Each mission makes the dungeon weaker. So there was a button in the junk. Oh, so that's why everyone was saying button. Where is the junk pit? Up here. Okay. So if I go into the junk pit and look carefully, I can see up on the wall there's a thing. I forgot. So this game has secret doors. And generally the way you open them is by pressing a button. And let's see what I find. I'm going to get, and I'm going to find, okay, more, okay, so trash. And a gem. And a scroll, radiant ice. Okay, I'm gonna hang on to that. I mean, who knows? Maybe. So it's an A spell. I can have a one-shot way to do a lot of damage, which will be, I want to try to push on and kill the chief. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm done resting. I'm gonna keep going until I meet the chief. Now, if memory serves, I really would like to finish one big mission on this stream. So if memory serves, those doors do lead to side stuff. So I'm gonna bypass those and say, oh, there's a sign. What does that say? Don't go in here, bad bugs. Okay, I'm here to kill a goblin chief. I'm not here to kill bugs, so I'm not going to go through that door. Let's see what. You're fine. Attack of the mullet clones. Oh yeah, all of the thugs have mullets. Okay. I'm gonna try a door. I mean, this looks like this door is locked, and your tool use skill isn't high enough for you to pick it. Okay, let's try the other door. First thing I get, there is a limb, a remnant of one far more unfortunate than you, knife, rope. It's just all incidental items. This is like an empty cloak rack, but it's like 4 pixels too high. That's a bit of. Okay, both of the doors are locked. So let's see if we can figure out where to go. Okay, what's up here? More stuff. Good. Okay, let's see what I got. Healing herbs can be taken to alchemists in towns and converted into potions. Okay, so this game, a lot of my games do have crafting systems, and they're not complicated crafting systems. There's not anything that you can really lose your mind doing. Someone asked, didn't I put that button here? And the answer is yes, I did, about 6 or 7 years ago. As soon as I finish a game, I forget as much about it as I can because forget as much about it as I can as soon as I can, because if I don't do that, I'll lose my mind. So healing herbs, you can make potions. There's a bunch of crafting. There's stuff you can find in this game to craft stuff. Because like I said, this is a huge game. It is full of stuff. Okay, oh my lord, there's the chief. I'm going to walk out and see what happens. I wonder if... Oh, there's a cutscene of words. As you emerge onto this rocky shore, you hear a loud snorting noise. You look across the water to the east, and you see a large goblin watching you. She snarls. Keep on, Avernite. I am Chief Cruncha. You owe us blood debt now. I make you pay. Come to me. I wait. Then she makes an insulting hand gesture and walks off into the shadows. Okay, so in the first 2 games, the chief didn't have any personality, any dialogue, anything like that. But I really kind of love, as much as possible, to give just little things like, oh my god, there's a fight. Okay, what do we got here? We got Gravedigger Thuck. That's a named. I wonder if that has like extra special things about it. And 2 rats, and not much else. Okay, so I'm just gonna bum rush this guy. I exposed more stuff. Oh, there's graves. This is like a little goblin graveyard. I'm not a professional. I have like a friend who's a professional streamer who can talk nonstop for 8 years and still be coherent, but I'm not a professional streamer, and I'm having a hard time saying of the shadow around these graves is way too dark, and they are completely out of line in their space. That is, this game really could use some fit and finish. Maybe someday I'll remaster it. Well-aimed blow. Thwack! Oh my god, he has a lot of hit points. This guy still does not have anything good, so he's just going to hit him. Since he's a name, Lord only knows what he's capable of doing. So I'm going to indulge in using another javelin to hit him. Thwunk! Oh, and he's immobile. Hey, maybe I can take him down in one decisive alpha strike. Hooray! He had a lot of hit points, so he must have been mean. And now there's just rats in the graveyard, because that's what goblins are like. Thwack, thwack. No need to heal. I don't want to waste a javelin. Everyone's wasting... Oh, there was also a bat. You know, in real life, bats are actually fairly timid, placid creatures. I don't know why bats are just always attacking me here. Oh, look, more animals. So it's... Often I will... So you see, it's like a staggered encounter. You think you're good, and then monsters keep coming out at you. I always, when I'm placing creatures, do like lots of little trickery like that. Because I never played this game before, I haven't played this game in so long. I'm going to end combat and step forward, and for all I know, 5 monsters are about to jump out of that passage at the end. The sign says, "We remember Akbug, Argav, Bekdur, Griga, Korbuckle, Gloved, Porgal, From, and Brigadv." Those are goblin names. This is some just exquisite lore that I've put together for your benefit. What's around the graves? There's a shovel. Nice. Crude. Oh, that might be good. Let me check out. Crude broadsword does 18 to 72. That's better than my current weapon. I'm gonna take that, and I'm gonna give a better sword to actually to my mage. My mage now has a sword because this is not first edition Dungeons and Dragons. Mages can use swords if they want to. They're just bad at it. There's also dried flowers, which is very kind of sweet, and a crude spear, which is not an improvement. I don't think I'm gonna get to selling games, so I'm not gonna worry about putting stuff in my junk bag. Okay. So let's see. Someone just asked, how come some combat jumps to a separate combat screen? The answer is that outdoors and indoors work differently. So um, for out for outdoors, a friend of mine is logged in. Okay, so when you're in outdoors, it's all kind of zoomed out, and so when a battle happens, you zoom into a battlefield. In town, the battle just happens in the town terrain. It's not like a JRPG where all battle happens in this sort of weird eternal space. The way I lay the terrain out has an effect on the battle, which is another nice thing about not doing procedural generation. I can lay out the terrain in a way that creates cute little surprises and ambushes. So it's hard to see, but there's a little trail here, so I'm going to follow that. Oh, look, it's a goblin guard over here. I'm going to move by and see if the goblin ignores me. The goblin ignored me. He must have been asleep. But oh no, it's monsters. Okay, so there's a monster here and there's a passage here. I'm starting to think that there's going to be more monsters. So I'm going to run up. This passage is the best construction of anything you've seen in the Goblin Lair so far, which granted isn't saying much. It actually has a cut stone floor, a solid cave wood door is set in the north wall. Yep, there is more goblins. So now that they've seen me, I'm going to try to use tactics, and I'm going to run back and see if they just come and attack. They did. Good. He ran up and threw a javelin at me. That's not a good strategy. So someone is watching me who is actually a professional artist and Twitch streamer who is, like I was saying before, is capable of doing, like, running a stream for 8 hours in a row and talking and being a coherent person with a functioning voice. And I, on the other hand, am not a professional streamer. I am more of a professional hermit, and therefore I am kind of fading in the talk. But I think I can still manage 34 minutes because I'm not going to shame and dishonor myself. But first I'm going to take a sip of my beverage. I hope you all heard that. Okay, there's a goblin flinger in front of me. I'm going to start hitting it in the head with a weapon. Hit, yay. Okay, and I know there's more monsters. Okay, so you'll note I'm being attacked by a Nephil. That is one of the evil cat people, because much like in real life, a small number of cats are tolerable, but most cats you are running into are evil. So this person is definitely evil because it is attacking me, and therefore I am going to obliterate it from the face of the earth. Let's see, what do I do? I don't know what else is going to jump out at me, so I'm going to do sort of a prophylactic heal on my front person to make sure that I don't just get wonked, and my mage has plenty of spell points left. So I'm going to start throwing fire. And there is another. That's a goblin warrior. They're a bit trickier. Hit the Nephil. Good. One less cat person in the world. Just checking for comments. Okay, no questions. Back to dealing with this. I think I'm going to save my javelins, and my mage is going to just keep blowing spell points, because hey, why not? Even though... What the heck? I knew I should have killed that guy off to the side. This one off to the side heard the fight and has now come to start stabbing my mage in the back. This is terrible. This is a terrible development. Did I remember to use my battle list? Because I need to finish this fight. Okay, good news. So characters can switch places. I'm going to have my warrior go up and switch places to save my mage. My priest is going to heal my mage. That was clever. I knew that. I thought I remembered that leaving that mage behind just leads to shenanigans in the end. And the mage still has plenty of soul points and is therefore going to get revenge on that goblin. The battle is done. I'm going to loot iron javelins. Those are even better than non-iron javelins. So I'm trying to. Okay, that's. Oh, I'm in fight, so only the active character can get. I'm going to leave combat. I'm going to hit get. I'm going to go to my priest. I'm going to pick up iron javelins and replace the crude javelins with them and give the crude javelins to the person who's using crude javelins. This is all junk. Let me go back and look in this. Oh, I forgot to quick save. And there's a monster there. Oh, I think it's going to be okay anyway. I should hotkey this. Poor Goblin Warrior never even got to wake up. Okay, there's a pile of bedrolls there and a bucket. I do not currently have a quest to recover buckets or bedrolls, so I will quick save. And so over there, this is looking impressive. And oh, there's another goblin. I think I've learned my lesson, so I'm going to bum rush this goblin and fail to kill it quickly. I want to try to keep it from getting an attack, so I'm going to try to kill it before it gets to attack us. Gonna end combat. Did it drop anything good? No. None of these dudes drop money. What's going on? Okay, I'm gonna quick save. So this door here looks pretty dramatic. So okay, let's see. Okay, questions. Question, why do you hate cats? I don't hate cats. Hating cats is like hating rain. You know, rain is a natural phenomenon. You don't hate hurricanes. Hurricanes are a natural phenomenon. It doesn't do any good to hate them. When a hurricane comes, you don't hate it, you don't love it, you just attempt to defend yourself from it when it tries to claw your face. But thank you for the question. Okay, I'm going to open the door. Oh, look, this room looks dramatic. I think I'm about to get into all kinds of shenanigan here. Here, I could enter... Oh, someone asked me what happens to the Hydras, and the answer is all of our graphics to save money are made with a program called... We're at this point made with a program called Poser, and the only creatures we could make are creatures that you could get a cheap Poser figure for, and no one made a cheap Poser figure for Hydras, so I got rid of Hydras and replaced them with a model that I could get a cheap model for, because... Oh, God, we're fun. Okay, I'm going to run in. You reach the deepest chamber of the Goblin Layer. Here, their chieftain plans the many small raids and invasions that make these creatures such a pernicious threat. When you invade, she looks up at you, unsurprised. The bad guy is a woman because representation. Ah, invader, was waiting. You took so long to send a Avernum warrior to Hall of Chief Cruncha. Now you die and we eat you. So sad. Bad death for Avernum warrior. Okay. So now I get to respond. I'm going to actually engage with this character, and I'm sure if this was a Divinity Original Sin, there would be an incredibly complicated conversation with you where I spend a half an hour learning Chief Crunch's life story and hobbies, and then maybe I could use some skill to get Chief Crunch to not attack me. That is not going to happen. Sometimes you meet bad guys that you can talk to and do diplomacy with and get missions from and stuff like that. Even in the Geneforge games, you can meet the head bad guy of the game, talk to the head bad guy, find out that the head bad guy has a point, and change sides and spend the rest of the game fighting for the head bad guy. Avernum is a much more simple world. Right now, spoiler warning, you're about to just beat the living bejesus out of Chief Cruncha. Anywho, what are you doing here? Drop your weapons, you're under arrest. Actually, I didn't come to fight you. Well, first I'm going to ask what they're doing here, because I'm curious. Spreading, you have exit to surface. We take it. Breed many thousands of goblin munchers. Send them out to flood surface and take it forever. Well, I don't like that idea. I want to own the surface myself. Actually, that's a pretty good plan. I don't want to interfere with it. You think you'll invade the surface? You have no hope. No, it will be us who invade the surface, not you. Actually, I think it's a pretty good plan. I don't want to interfere with it, so I'm going to select that and see what happens. Too late. You invade and kill us. Now you be meat to feed baby goblin munchers that come after you. Attack! Okay, we're about to be in a fight. So what's going on here? Let's see what we got. So when I was walking into the room, I didn't notice that there's a bunch of dudes on either side. Chief Crunch is up here and is actually quite large. There is a skeleton, and there is another skeleton. Why are there skeletons there? That's weird. It's like in an altar or something. Okay, so fortunately, my head warrior goes first. So now I have to ask myself, do I want to take care of the pests, or do I want to focus fire on the boss? The answer is, I'm going to do what I usually do in a tabletop role-playing game, which is try my best to cut down on the number of enemies as quickly as I possibly can. So I'm going to start by missing a goblin. Things are going great. Okay. My Slith is going to move left to tie those people down and fail to kill someone. My Priest is going to run in and do something. And that something is going to be some sort of spell. And I think at this point this is a good time to buff. Okay, All of my people are shielded. Oh, no. My mage was out of line of sight, did not get the shield, but that's okay. Foes have minus 10% chance to damage, take 10%, and you take 10% less damage. That overall has the practical effect of my characters will take 20% less damage, which might make the difference. And my mage is going to try what didn't really help very much before, but can occasionally be really useful, and make a pet. My pet is made, it's kind of hard to see. Now we have a skeleton fighting for us of our own. Okay, and oh lord, my mage ran in and cast a spell, and immediately everyone was like, oh wow, it's... Oh my god, Okay. Huh. Okay, so we just lost. We just lost big time. Okay, so I'm going to load a quick save. Let's see how far back I am. Did I forget to quick save and lose my... No, I can go back right now. So I haven't gained any levels yet, so I may actually... I mean, I'm really close to gaining a level. So if I killed the other stuff in this dungeon, I'd probably get enough strength. But, you know, this channel isn't going to go too much longer, and remember, I'm a professional game designer. I wrote this game. I have big gamer energy. So now I'm going to try to be clever. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to combat mode, and I'm going to position my party. I'm going to put my warrior here. Actually, I'm going to keep my warrior here. I'm going to put my priest over here, just sort of back up out of the way. I keep my mage here. Now, my warrior's going to hang out for a second, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast spells. I'm going to protect my party, and then my mage is going to... Didn't I have a bless? Okay, I have Cloak of Curses, which gives my attacks a chance of putting random curse on target. I'm going to use that. Okay, so now my warrior is going to sneak into the room and see if he can trigger the fight. Okay, I've now started the fight. I'm going to say, actually, I didn't come to fight you. I did, but maybe I can trick them. Nope. Oh, you Avernum, foolish with your treaties. Work with Sliths, work with Nephilim, never work with us. Goblins, we work alone. We send out to eat Empire thousands of our little munchers, and surface for us and us alone. Okay. No, it will be us who invade the surface, not you. Then we settle this in a fair goblin way. We fight. As you die, you admit we are better than you. Then we eat you. Fair all around. Attack! Okay, oh my god, I'm already being hit. Okay. So, fortunately, I can probably keep my guy alive. Now, he's not going to be able to get out of the room all the way. Because, okay, every time he moves away from an enemy, he loses a ton of action points. But he did get out of the room. So now my Slith is going to move. Doesn't really have any abilities or missile weapons are useful. Actually, he's going to move there, and we're going to try and trap him in the doorway. We're all still blessed and this and that. But because those guys hit so hard, I'm going to try to keep my healer safe. And my mage, once again, is going to try to summon a little friend. Oh, my mage just summoned a cat. This is a rarity. This is a good cat. This cat, like this cat, I now have two cats who are friends, and our friend cat just ran up and punched a guy in the face. Okay, so now I'm learning how to play my own game. That's very, very exciting for me. So the skeleton, for some reason, moved first. So my warrior is going to start beating on this skeleton. I'm not going to use my battle disciplines yet. I'm going to save them. I'm going to hope that my pet does something to kill the skeleton. And I'm just going to top off everyone's health. Because eventually Chief Crunch is going to run to the front and just cause all sorts of shenanigans. And my mage, what should my mage do? Seems biased. So far, of all of the majority of cats we have met in this game so far are positive. We have met one neutral cat who just meowed. We met two friendly cats, this one and this one who fight for us, and one bad cat who required stabbing. But that was just in self-defense. No jury in the land would convict me. I'm going to fling a dazed spell through the door and see if I can slow things down a bit. Okay, the cat just killed a skeleton. Okay, so at this point, it would be great to have magic, like magic area effect spells like fireballs I could fling through. That would be really choice. But I can't do that yet because we're only first level and only have weeny little spells. We'll get better spells later. So my mage is my fighter is just going to chill. Actually, no, I'm going to indulge. This item won't be good for everyone. Look at my inventory. I'm going to pull out the scroll of radiate eye. Oh, wait, no. If I damage the ones I dazed, they will wake up. I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to wait. My Slith is going to wait. My healer is going to heal my warrior. And my mage is going to fling a spell through the door. He's going to fire a bolt of fire. Oh, we lost our buffs. I need to replace the buffs. Oh, that's so funny. The skeleton keeps running forward. Okay, our cat damaged the skeleton. Our warriors killed a skeleton. And our priest, whose spell points are going down really fast, is going to refresh him and heal. And now even the cat gets healed. Is being rewarded for helping us. Going to keep flinging spells through the door at the chief, who has quite a few hit points. Uh-oh, Chief Cruncha is starting to become annoyed. Oh, I think I'm about to really, really regret not killing a bunch of the pets, a bunch of the trash before I killed the chief. Chief Cruncha is starting to become annoyed. She snarls, "Glibble, get out here, you coward. Bring your dumb bones with you. Need help with the Avernum pests." Oh boy. Okay, the boss is here. So the dazed is gone, but now I can kill the boss. So he just calls for someone called Glibble, but I can't see anyone called Glibble. So if memories, I think I remember with my brain where Glibble is coming from, but for now I'm going to pretend I don't. Okay, so now it's time to do some serious business. I'm going to use my battle discipline and try to burn down the chief, who does a lot of damage. You see, when we focus our fire, so this is that was the boss, but it is the boss in the very, very, very first dungeon. So it should be like not super, super hard. But even then, this fight is far from over. With a final blow, the chief of the goblins falls and dies. She makes an unpleasant gagging noise as she expires, probably muttering some ineffective curse on you and your offspring. This tribe will now cause much less trouble for the people of Upper Avernum. This is quite a favor for Fort Emergence. Perhaps someone there will be willing to give you a reward, and I know who that is. And before I quit, I will go back and collect my reward, but first I think I'm going to have to finish this fight and pick up all of my loots. So let's see. So this was the very first dungeon. This is like the noob sauce dungeon, and it required a certain amount of thought. But once again, if I was a player with skill, and if I had cleared it, you can see that there's a ton of unexplored stuff. If I would have cleared these out, I would have gotten better items. I would be level 2 right now, which makes a huge difference. But for now, I just decided to be brave and awesome. Let's see. Nobody is really wounded very much. So the priest is just going to indulge in flinging a javelin, which misses because priests are not good at that. And the mage is going to throw a daze into the room. Oh, there is Glibble. Shaman Glibble has just appeared and has just summoned a monster to fight me. So it looks like the battle is far from done. I'm still going to have to do, like, things. Like, for example, a bad skeleton appeared who's going... Okay, my Wayne Warrior is going to kill that skeleton. A rat has run... The rat that Glibble summoned is running out and is trying to hit me. And fortunately, the rat just bit the cat, which is interesting because normally it is cats that destroy rats. But in this case, the situation is highly reversed. The ecology in the world of Avernum is extremely complicated. What should my... So fortunately, still, the only person who is damaged is my summoned cat person, and my summoned cat person is really only a magical construct, so I am not going to attempt to heal it. Instead, I'm going to keep flinging javelins at the goblins. And kill one. Good. And my mage is going to sneak up and see if it can start landing spells on the shaman. Nope, can't reach targets out of range. Can it land a spell on this goblin? Out of line of sight, but I bet if I go here, soon we can rush the room. Oh no, okay, so line of sight is far less forgiving in this than it is in Dungeons & Dragons, so I think my mage is just going to have to hang out. Can I... Okay. Oh no! The shaman just shielded all of my enemies, because they can use buffs too, and the door is still blocked by this stupid rat who just bit my lizard person, and everyone's missing. The missing chance is kind of low, but it's still high enough to be relevant. And the shaman is out of sight. The shaman has gone to hide. The game has a really dumb AI, but sometimes the dumb AI acts smart. I'm gonna try to kill that, and once again we miss. The hit chance for the rat with the javelin is 66% because she's really not very trained with that, but that's okay. We have a mage. The mage will fail to kill the rat. Oh, the shaman just healed the rat. Good lord, who balanced this game? These guys are These enemies are terrifying. We're still going to take advantage of our checkpoint. I still don't think there's any targets we can attack with the javelins. We're still actually doing reasonably well with the fight, but the mage is going to see if... Did I ever gain the ability to hit that? No. Nobody's in line of sight, so I'm going to hit escape to cancel the spell and wait. Okay, the shaman is up here out of sight and is now bombarding us with spells and a skeleton. Sorry. So the problem is the shaman can can summon stuff. So I'm going to have to be... At some point, I'm going to have to rush the room. So the slith is going to run in, and it lost a bunch of action points moving by enemies. But it's okay. The slith is in the room, and it's going to start hitting things. The priest is, at this point, still probably not going to do anything except hang out. And the mage is going to lob another daze spell into the room. Doot, doot, doot. That's the sound a daze spell makes when it's being cast. Doot, doot, doot. And see what we get. Oh, good. We dazed the shaman. That should be enough to win the fight, even though our poor slith just got really clobbered. Where he's going to walk up, use a battle discipline to try to wax this guy really quickly, even though, okay, unfortunate miss. Our slith is going to unblock the... Oh, God. We are not doing it good with the hits. Oh, please, please, please let me be able to heal. Okay, good. The mage can't really... Is the mage within range? Okay, I don't want to damage anything because daze disrupts... Daze ends when you... Good, that killed. Okay, so these are dazed. When a dazed thing takes damage, it stops being dazed. So I am making some effort to not step on my own toes here. Note, good programming. Normally, like, walking by an enemy slows down a person, but because this person is dazed, it can't slow you down because it's too busy being sleepy. Start making that guy be murdered. Might as well continue making him be murdered. Your so the hit chance there was 7-8%. I was just unlucky. So note that summoned things are dumb. They're mindless constructs. They will only attack summonings will only attack things they could see and that are close. Therefore, this mindless construct is just sort of standing around being kind of goofy and useless, which is unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? Priest is going to sleep into the room, even knowing that the moment I start doing anything, knowing that the moment he starts healing, that everyone is going to aggro on it and kick its butt, but that's okay. Can finally hit with the javelin and totally overkill the heck out of that goblin. The mage will run in. I have 5 action points left, which is enough to sneak around and hide in the corner and start working on this stray goblin, who mouse it over to see it's at half health. Runs up and punches us. Make short work of it, and at last we can start finishing this fight. I think I'm going to be able to collect our reward for this before the stream. Oh! Well, that wasn't that difficult. Why was I worried about that? All I had to... It turns out its secret weapon's weakness was being hit with a spear. That was easy. Okay, I'm going to quick save because I really don't want to look at that. I'm going to lose that. Okay, Gastberend asked, any reason why you removed Poisoned Blades, which is... In the original game, you could put potions in and use them, and then your blade would be poisoned for a while. I think I removed that because... I can't remember why I removed that. I think it was just I added a bunch of stuff, and I wanted to remove a bunch of stuff because otherwise it would be a little bit too fiddly. I did put back in poisoned weapons for Queen's Wish. So you can make weapon poison and Queen's Wish and poison weapons, which is actually useful. Now I'm going to look for my treasure. Dagger, garbage, javelin. I mean, it's not really garbage, but I'm about to quit. Gold ring, it's worth money. Oh, it's a thing! Goblin's cleaver. Oh, early on we met a named. I thought that named dropped a magic item. Maybe I forgot to loot for it. Well, Goblin's cleaver. It's a melee weapon that does less damage than what I did before, but it does, it increases your lethal blow skill, which can be useful. It's not super useful. I might give it to a mage or something, or sell it. Anyway, that was the treasure. It was a named, so it dropped some loot, and I also got a belt, which is very important because in higher levels, when you're in a fight, every round your pants do have a percentage chance of falling down, lowering your movement speed unless you're wearing a belt. That is something that is either in the game or something that I just made up because I thought it would be amusing to say. Let me check. Does anyone have any questions? Nope. And I have 10 minutes worth of stream. I'm going to quick save again, and I'm going to make a break for home to get a reward for my quest and to answer. If you have any more questions to ask, please feel free to ask them. So, by the way, interesting note. This is where the chief taunted us from. There's a trapdoor here, but I can't get to it. You can't walk along these rocks. Oh, I know what you're thinking. It looks like those rocks should be totally walk-alongable, and yet I can't walk over them. Why? The answer is because even though you obviously should be able to walk across them, you can't because I'm a terrible programmer. Fortunately, there is a long precedent because I am playing Gears of War with my wife right now, and in Gears of War, your gigantic, heroic space marines are unable to walk over a barrier 1 feet high, so I am going to appeal in this case to video game precedent. It turns out that video games might just be bad at their jobs. So if anyone was watching, they will remember that these people are muggers. If I get close to them, they will take my money away, so I'm just going to evade them by walking off the road. Maybe someday I will go back and stab them. I am almost back to Fort Emergence. It occurs to me I'm probably all those loud yelps are probably just really blowing out people's eardrums. But as I've said, I have never streamed a game before. Little by little, as time goes on, I will gain the ability to not be genuinely startled by my own game. And side note, this is a remaster of Avernum 3. That was a remaster of Exile 3 Ruined World. So I've remastered this thing twice, and we don't have our remasters. We redo everything. The first game took 1.5 years to write. The first remaster took over a year. I'm going to say about 1.5 years to do. This remaster took 1.5 years to do. So this game that you are seeing is almost 5 years of my life. And that doesn't even take into account the fact that a lot of this uses code from other games. So because of code reuse, the code that Avernum 3 Ruined World is reusing took about 6 months to write. So this is about 5 years of my life. So if you're looking at this game and going, wow, this is really unpolished, some of the shadows are way too dark and some of the shadows are way too light and the items aren't sitting in the right location in the spaces and there's typos and the map has a bug, I still worked 5 years on this. This is shameful. I am terrible at my job. Fortunately, though, it's still, I've kind of had fun playing it. I have to confess that this isn't a terrible game. And that was only the first. This game, you can play this game for over 100 hours and still be finding stuff easily. This game is immensely large. I just noticed this. Is this like a thing? Oh, bandit map. I want to look at that. Because the next mission. Oh, wait. Oh, this is the same map I found before. I put in a second copy of this map just so people can see. You can see that I walked around here. The map does not include a warning that there's muggers running around here. But there's the Goblin Layer. Oh, if there's time, I might. Okay, I'm going to pick up my reward really quick. I'm going to see if I can look at the Vonatai. Okay, the Goblin Chief is dead. You tell Johnson the Dale. Good. You show signs of competence. I should reward you so your chances on the surface improve. Here was a pair of gloves from his pouch and hands them to you. If you need a little more practice before the real work begins, I have another job for you. Conversation. Are you the real leader of this fort? No, you have more work for me. Go kill the bandits. The bandits are a lot harder, but at this point, I think I just gained a level. Oh yeah, I just gained a level. I can train. I can buy more skills. The Fort Emergence is enormous. Down here is a place where you can learn magic. Somewhere around here there's shops. You can buy stuff. You can go out to the surface. But I want to just since there's a bit of lore in this game that's so hugely important, I'm going to try in the last couple minutes to run to a place. Oh, there's questions. Nethergate is one of my favorite games. I don't think any other Spiderweb games have playable sides pitted against each other. So once we wrote a game called Nethergate Resurrection, which is a really unique, is a fantasy game that takes place in ancient Roman-occupied Britain, where you can play as the Romans or the Celts. They hate each other, and you see both sides of the same story. You play the entire storyline as one side, and then you go at the beginning and you play the entire storyline as the other side, and you find that you're fighting against each other. Like in one side, you'll play the game, and something terrible will happen, and you don't understand why, and it screws everything up. And then you play the other side, and you find out the reason that terrible thing happened is because you did it. It's really cool. I wrote this game like a long time ago. I have remastered. It's called Nethergate Resurrection. It was a really cool story structure that no other developer, as far as I know, has ever played it. Has ever made a game like that. It's really neat. Another Gate Resurrection is cool. I probably will not do it again because I did it once, and already for the Queen's Wish game, I have ideas for other innovative story structures I want to play with. Question: when you summon a creature that isn't a demon, such as a Nephil, a Slith, or whatnot, what does it think about what's going on? Um, Nobody has ever asked that question for. I think that is a very interesting and flavorful lore question. The answer is creatures you summon are develop arrive I'm going to avoid the muggers again, arrive with a completely mindless and all-consuming rage lust for anything that they magically psychically sense displeases you, that they can see. If they can't, they aren't smart enough to read your thoughts and hunt after things that you can see that they can't see. So they look around, and if they see something, they psychically communicate with you to find out if it is something that displeases you. And if they do, and if it does, they run up and punch you. I'm losing the ability to talk. It's a professional skill. It's like a lot of people who think that they can broadcast on the once I read that if you think you can make it in radio or any sort of broadcasting thing, just go into a room, sit at a table by yourself, and talk for 2 straight hours. If you can't, you will be surprised at how difficult it is for a human being to keep up a run of patter for 2 hours. I can do it because I've been doing stuff like this for a long time, but even then I don't have the endurance to do this for more than 2 hours, unlike certain professionals who can do it for 7, 8. I think the professional streamer on our stream, I've seen her do 10, 11-hour streams. It's pretty impressive. Okay, so while I was walking around outdoors, I saw a weird looking building with glowy blue walls. So I decided to go and look inside. Note that this looks weird. This looks different than anything we've ever seen. There's crystals everywhere. You reach the entry hall of Geekra. Geekra is not so much a town as a diplomatic settlement where your Vonatai allies keep in touch with the people of Avernum. It is strangely silent. There are no guards. There must be a different sort of protection. The entry hall is decorated in the Vonatai style. There are statues and pools arranged in odd formations. The placement seems random to you, but it must have great aesthetic value to them. Curving passages lead off into the shadows. So I mentioned how I don't like using standard fantasy races. I always make up whenever possible my own fantasy races, and one of the most important and distinctive ones in the Avernum series is the Vonatai. The Vonatai are cave people. They live far, far under the world, and they have a completely alien culture and language and moral system, and part of the game involves learning, part of the series involves learning about and dealing with the Vonatai. And so you can see that here one of them is. And so early on you meet the Vonatai, and you can start interacting with them and getting quests from them and dealing with them. And then they may have a certain amount of importance in the storyline of the game as a whole. I just wanted to show off the different setting and how there's like, if you walk a little bit farther past the muggers and the goblins and bandits, you find weird aliens. And then you can start poking around in their town and talking to them. Oh, look, there's a side passage. I'll see what... Oh no, that's the exit. Here's a side passage. Let's see what happens if I just decide to walk around in their lair. The passage is blocked by a wall of energy. You've developed a pretty good feel for when you can get past a magical barrier, and when you can't, you're outclassed here, you back away. So you meet the Vonatai, and already they're mysterious, and then eventually you can get through there, but first you have to do stuff. And I think that's it. I will quick save one more time, just out of habit. I think I've shown just about everything. There's a quest and special item journal and a diary that tells you the things that you've accomplished. Automap, training. I'm going to train my character and make him better at... If I have skills at bow, maybe then one of these days I should find a bow. Train myself in melee weapons because... Wait, oh no, I have to increase my base stats first, and then I can increase the other things. So I think that is it. I'm going to see if there's any more questions. Did the Slicericae have a source for their name, or was it just a cool name for lizard folk? Slicericae are a custom species I made up for my own amusement for tabletop role-playing games. When I was a teenager, I put them in my game because when you have to come up with a whole game worth of ideas, at some point you have to cobble together everything you can. And so I just pulled stuff from my teenage role-playing games because I thought it would really amuse me to do so, and it turns out it did. When will I next stream? I'm doing one more stream tomorrow, and then I'll see how I feel about having done that. We've been between like about 50 and 65 viewers, which was kind of fun, and then of course I'm going to record this and put this on YouTube just because I like to use every part of the buffalo. And I think that is it. Oh, let's see, did I miss any... Any other question? No, I think, when will I next stream? Tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be streaming our newest game, a really interesting, deep, controversial, innovative fantasy role-playing game in our newest series called Queen's Wish the Conqueror, which I'm really looking forward to, because if you're into computer fantasy role-playing games, you will find that it is really different. And some people just unbelievably love this game. Some people, it's just like, what the hell is going on here? It's weird. I love the heck out of this game, and I'm really looking forward to writing another one in the series. I think that is it for today's stream. The Steam sale is currently on. Avernum 3 Ruined World is on sale for 50% off. The Avernum trilogy, Avernum 1 through 3, is on sale for a much deeper discount. I suggest, if you want to try one of my games, you aren't sure if it's for you, go to spiderwebsoftware.com. You can get demos for all of our games, and we make the biggest demos in the business. It'll really let you know if it's a thing you like. Thank you very much. I have to say that I enjoyed this immensely. I have to say that I am incredibly good at playing this game, and that all of the people who gave me tactical advice are not as good at it as me. And I think that's it. If I had entered it all over again, I would have explored the starting town until I found a bow, because that would have made everything so much easier. Thank you again. I'm about to cancel the rewarding and go take a lozenge because my throat really is feeling it.